Okay. Welcome back to the stream. I haven't played 1.14 for a while. Not a while, but you know, that's an exaggeration. But obviously I've been... the last couple of streams we've done things a little bit differently. Last couple of days I've done things a bit differently. Made a couple of spotlights. Spotlights are really my sort of bread and butter in terms of the most important videos to make on my channel, the spotlights. Because the live streaming is like not really that important in a way. It's really important in the sense that it could potentially help my spotlights. You know, like if I build stuff or I do like stuff in custom NPCs, I could somehow put them in the spotlights. So that's why we stream. But ultimately, without a higher subscriber base, it's not a huge amount of point doing it, doing live streams. But you know, let's check if the audio is working correctly. Stuff in custom NPCs looks good. Why does it not tell you what track is playing? Okay, we're good. Yeah, I almost was like gonna quit doing this, but I realised something, which is still got this. I'm pretty sure we've got this one viewer who just turns up for a minute at the beginning of the stream. That's so annoying, that dude. Because to not have any comments here at this stage is not a good sign. So yeah, this was... I almost was going to quit at this stage because I thought this is such a mess. I think we're gonna... What I want to do here is I think we're going to move away from the geometric houses. And we're just going to go back to what we were doing before. Geometric... There is a point to it. But ultimately... we're going to move away from it because it just becomes too confusing. You know, it's like this kind of looks interesting, but it's so impractical. It's like not even worth. We need to really make this simpler at this stage. But I don't know how we can really achieve that. What's I doing here? Let's try and make things simpler so we don't have to... We've already got like a certain thing here, so... I think what I'm going to do is something like this. I guess we're going round here already, so let's just try and square it off. Because I need to simplify this. It's too complex. I mean, that's like the only way you can really save something like this. We're probably actually going to go all the way down here as well. We can't. Yeah, we have to go down here though, won't we? The problem is it's still going to be floating because it's above the water. What was I thinking with this, right? You notice that, by the way, this is a very important trick that people do. Is that because there's a little bit is here, like that, often if you put a different color of wood here, you can get a really nice effect just by the fact that there's a couple of pixels that go above the surface of the water. We may try something with that, because I remember seeing that once, a long time ago I think, and thinking it was quite cool. Yeah, we can just go around here. We'll leave what we've got so far. It's quite a... Maybe not that one. It's super unusual, but it's something, isn't it? Let's just try and resurrect it somehow, right? You know, it might be alright. We might be able to somehow get something out of this. Probably have to go here, won't we? It's going to be quite a small little thing here. I'm not sure, like, I thought like we could do the staircase from here. I guess we might be able to somehow fit it in. This is actually a really attractive block, this. I want to go through here, right? And maybe have a room up here as well. We need to close this top bit off though, somehow. How are we going to do that? You know what? I just feel that this is stupid to have this section here. This is like where we completely change it now. To try and make it make more sense. The thing about this side bit is actually I quite like it. Can we do that? That looks better, right? Is this actually going to be a room or what, though? That's the question, right? If we've got a staircase going around here, it's almost like this isn't actually even the room. It feels like this has to be the room here. And then the staircase is going to lead up to a higher floor. Let me just go back to the other one. We might be able to reuse some of the ideas that we had for the... for the squid house. I'm trying to remember what wood I used. I think it's dark oak, isn't it? Yeah, dark oak does go well with the blue. If you look at all the wood type, basically, what goes best with blue, it will always be a darker colour, right? Well... Yeah, you see the other one I looked at was spruce, so that sort of tells you that maybe that is the case. I feel like that's true. And I tried an interesting pattern here, didn't I? Could try something similar. This is in some way this is kind of interesting because I've sort of copied. In some of the others, it was completely different. I've completely forgotten where this thing even is now. This house, man. This house. This house is a different level. I really like this one. I don't know why. It's crazy inventive, that one. There's just something about this one that really, I really like. Where are we going? It is bizarre to have all these houses everywhere. Like... I almost feel like we have to... If this is where the staircase is going, right? I almost feel like we could have the staircase going out a bit more here. It's going to be a super irregular staircase. We have to go up, right? The question is, you see, is that we go much more up than this. We could make it a very... Like, should we not go beyond the height of this? Is that an idea? It is an idea, right? Could do the dark ones as a roof thing. If this is the roof level, right? So if that's the roof level, we want to have at least... Roof is there. So the block that we stand on has to be like... We want it to be at least... That's the problem, you see. We did really reduce the height here. It would have to be this level. So really we've only got these 3 blocks. Well, actually we are starting from a lower level. So we've actually got a little bit more to work with. That's interesting, isn't it? So if this has to be the flooring, right? And what width do we say we're on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's actually it's going to be a strange shape, isn't it? But it might actually work. I would like to actually build on this and make something a bit more regular next time. We went a bit overboard with this. Can we actually put that back one? There's no real point for this structure. I mean, it does kind of look good there. It's not really that overboard when I think about it. We can even just remove this thing because it doesn't really add much to it. Yeah, I think like what I like is, so we have like this 1, 2, and 3. I think this is what I like, this shape of going around the corners and how this feels in the interior. It's got a nice feeling to it, right? I think this sort of shape is what we could use again. It'd be actually quite difficult to copy it though. So you basically have to do a diagonal and then you do another diagonal offset. And then it's a tricky shape, isn't it? I think it's worth trying to think about that shape though. We're pretty good on this front, right? So if we have a 10 here, right? We're going to need to somehow be getting into this area, over around this way, right? You see, we're not that far away from actually being able to do that pretty seamlessly. However, what shape do we have over here, I wonder? We did use blue ice for that. Do we have any, what other blues do we have? I wonder if you use blue glue. I'm just curious about something here. Like if we used, for this one, we put in that instead. It's kind of interesting to see a shape like that there. I think we're going to leave it as the regular glass, but there's actually something to keep in mind. It's just because this is such a complex thing that we need to keep it simpler here, but for something that we do simpler anyway, it might work. Now, do I want to do the whole wall? I'm just thinking like, normally, like, here's the thing, right? Normally the floor is darker than the wall, right? So what can we do that is really light blue? Like a really light colour. It may be better. I think we've got too much blue going on at this point. I feel like light grey maybe would work. Like, what is a really light colour we could use? I'm going to try a few options, I think, because I'm not sure about the wall at this stage. Could do birch, of course. Yeah, the concrete pads look so good. The problem is that this one would be a... Should we try it? I know, like, it realistically makes no sense. Is that a sign? This is the one. I kind of like it. I feel like it's going to work, you know. What's your trades? Nothing. Yeah, that actually works as well, doesn't it? Look. Kind of interesting. This is what I was talking about earlier. Look how quickly that drops. It's crazy. Let's get the rest of them. That's going to be a problem, isn't it? For now, we'll use... We have to use the concrete. Well, actually, we could use wool instead here. It's actually a remarkably similar texture. That's going to be the only one we would need to use it there, though. We may get rid of it. We'll see. If it looks out of place. Okay, now there are some other spots. There we'll need it. There we'll need it. You can really get away with it, actually. That's crazy. Like, really get away with it. It's just obviously a little bit more awkward over this side. I mean, this sort of goes to show that you can have, like, it's very important to have, like, these episodes where some of them are very messy and you're not really sure what you're going for, because often when you come back the next time, like in this case, was that how it was? I think it was. Looks about right. Can I just do... You know what I could do? This should work, right? Quite enjoyable, actually. Cool. Okay. Okay. Did I change the title yet? Yeah, I did. Let me just check the just wanna already achieved that. Okay. Could do it like I guess at this point we're almost like let's do a great we go into the concrete maybe. But how are we going to get up the stairs though? That's the question, right? Maybe we've got this diagonal line that we're going to get rid of anyway. We know that it's gonna. Yeah, we knew that was gonna happen, right? That's the thing. I'd like to repeat this. But how can we? So we go across and down. How do you do that? And what did I do after that? And then it's once you have like the pillar. So you have a pillar, right? Then you just put the blocks in the gaps. Kind of weird, isn't it? Or is it? Is it that weird, or is it just normal? But doesn't that always like? Doesn't it just lead to that? Well, I did something different there. Kind of weird. See, this looks much better on this side because there's more structure to it. Let's try again. Basically what you could do, I think, is if you do this and you only do it once, you get more structure, right? So if I just went straight down from here, you can see the difference that will yield, right? Yeah, and then we're in a position where you can then do things like this to improve the complexity level. Very interesting, isn't it? How you can create slightly different shapes by using that technique. Look how square this technique looks. Especially like if this wasn't here, right? You wouldn't really know that that had come from such a diagonal looking shape, right? But yeah, I think we're gonna... I think we probably want to actually start from over here though, right? It's going to make more sense here. We could, for instance, if you change this up, there's so many different ways to place the blocks. That's what's cool about it. That creates something more interesting, a more interesting shape. Like if we always do these columns and we always make sure we're let's just try. We're going to remove the outer layer in a minute, by the way. Well, you can see you can use the top ones as reference, right? And here it's like we almost have like a little bit to do here. And we could say do this one, do that. So let's remove some of this outer layer. Build it up. No, that one's correct, right? See how that looks much better for that way. But then if we look internally, right. I know this is kind of obvious in a way, but like, it looks much better to not be diagonal like that on the outside, right? I guess you could just make them all thicker, right? So what we probably want to do is we're going to want to square it off soon. It's a crazy build, this. It really is. truly unusual. But it's actually gone better. It looks better than I anticipated it looking. We have to really block it off though, like really block it off. That's good, I think. Okay. We're doing good here though. Let's finish up some of this area. Do we want to go all the way to the end of this pillar? We could, you know, we could. Do we want to go back to the concrete powder? There's no reason actually not to use concrete powder for the whole side, is there? Like by switching it up here is actually pointless. So that was a horrible mistake. Oh well. You win some, you lose some, right? I was more concerned with getting the shape right there. Cool. So that wasn't too hard. Too painful. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to go all the way to the end here? Do we need to go that far? I'm thinking like, what is the distance? Maybe we could do a bit of symmetry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just to clarify, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 9 internal. So it's basically 10 away. That goes there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's good to me. Could even do a little bit of this. I feel like we might start incorporating this a bit more. I mean, why not, right? I've done it on the roof enough times, so why not do it on the sides as well? It looks much better to do that. And the thing is, like, when it gets to we're gonna try next house. We're gonna do like a lot more symmetry on it, and we're gonna see how that works. We'll do a little symmetry on this one as well, then. So how many spots we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is at this spot, right? So we'd have a 2 here. Just the symmetry there, because if we go any more, if we can't follow it obviously around that much. You see, it actually sort of makes a bit more sense, this house now. It really does. And that was something which I was not anticipating it doing. Okay, looks good. Oh, actually, could I replace this with an outside one? Because it won't have the symmetry otherwise, will it? Because it does go outside there, right? Yeah, let's replace that with this, just to check how the symmetry looks here. Yeah, you see, it would work that. This is more a test for the next house, but this is all right, man. Uh-oh, what did I just delete? Okay, nothing too serious. I hope that's what it was. It looks like that probably was what it was. Okay. Okay. Alright, I guess we'll just wrap it up next time, this one. Progress has actually been pretty solid this time. There's going to be a few extra bits to do, but ultimately the entrance point will be somewhere around here. You go into the house, see the face, up the stairs, and the roof is right there. And we have a little area up here. The shape of the house is interesting as well. And what I like is that we'll be able to have this view going through the side, which is kind of unusual. we'll still be able to see that. Until next time, thanks for watching.